Welcome back. Time now 9:13. A lot of work is underway in Boone County to improve overall public safety. Just last month, the county's new 911 Joint Communications Director started, and now the process is underway to hire the director for the Office of Emergency Management. There's also work happening to update the hazard mitigation plan for the county. Well, joining me today to give an update on these projects is Commissioner Karen Miller. Karen, first off, thanks for coming back by to talk to us.
Well, thank you. I think it's really important to try and keep our citizens informed about different things that the commission works on, and this is a perfect venue.
Oh, yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming by and love to hear what you have to say. I want to first start off with the search that you have going on. You're in the hiring process for a new director of the Office of Emergency Management. Where are you in this process?
It's my understanding that there's a short list, and that short list is being background checked by the Sheriff's Department. And then it will be a very inclusive process with all the agencies that are involved, because emergency management requires the fire, the police, the health department, you know, all the community organizations that support during an emergency and stuff. So, you know, the people that have traditionally been involved in 911 and joint communications will be at the table and be able to meet the candidates, give their feedback to the commission, and we will take that very seriously.
Yeah, so short list, anybody locally? Can you tell us?
I have no idea.
Okay, so there's a separate search team working on this.
I think there's a officer from the police department. Josh Kramer is he works on emergency management for Scott Olson at the fire department. So he's on the committee. Janet Thompson from the commission's on the committee, and I don't know who else.
So definitely work underway. Any date as to when we can expect an announcement?
I think we're hoping for June to be able to get somebody on board. You know, by the time you get them hired, then if they're worth their salt, they're going to give their employer enough notice to be able to really transition well, because you don't want to walk away from emergency management without a plan.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a big process there. And actually, speaking of plans, you're currently working on the hazard mitigation plan for the county. In years past, this has kind of just been natural disasters, but you're also looking at man-made disasters like cyber attacks, also active shooters in this active plan that you're working on, right?
You know, Boone County always pushes the envelope. You know, the natural disaster plan is required by FEMA if you want to be eligible for FEMA grants for mitigation. So that's how we got started. So we have that plan in place, but this year it's been incorporating all, as you said, the outside disasters, which could be, you know, a public health emergency, Ebola. How are we going to handle that in the community? Where are our safe beds? Where are, you know, what kind of equipment do our officers need to wear when they're working with someone? You know, those kind of things. Or the utility service disruption. What if you have a blackout? How are we going to handle that, and how does it affect our communications? And all those different kind of things. And so they're really working hard to identify things that are potential across the country, and so that we're just prepared, and then we can exercise for those things, and we'll be that much more prepared, and our citizens will feel safer.
Oh yeah, and a lot of new, you know, things that we don't even think of, especially the cyber attacks now. That could really wipe out a city as we're moving to a digital age. So
well, we already saw it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we already see. Now, do you think with the process of the director of emergency management hiring that, and you're still working on the plan right now, is that kind of difficult to not have that person in place helping with this?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, the fire department has agreed to work with the new hire for the rest of the year. We are contracted with the fire department to do our emergency management, because you know, it was always recommended that there be an emergency management director and a 911 director, that the two of them together, it was way too much work. It's pretty obvious, because now we're able to do things that I think should have always been kind of in place, but we just didn't put the priority on it as a community. And now we're seeing the benefit of the taxes that the citizens agreed to pay for a new 911 center for these positions. And I just feel like we're much more on top of our game.
Yeah, getting prepared. You mentioned 911 Center, and you have just recently hired. Scott Shelton's been on the job for about a month now. How's that been going? I know it's a big role he's stepping into, because it's a new role for the county, and you're in the process of building a new facility too.
Well, I have to give staff at 911 credit. I mean, they have laid a great infrastructure for Scott to walk into and be able to observe, and he's really working hard to meet the agencies that they serve, and learning about the processes that are in place, the accreditations that they're working on, and enhancing that accreditation process, those kinds of things that he brings to the table because of his background.
Yeah, good hire there by you guys.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for coming on. We
Well, thank
appreciate you stopping by. Well, now here's Brittany with a look at what she has coming up.
Thanks, Chris.